If you haven't seen my video I released last week about X Factors and hologram icons where I was talking about the cards, the cost and are they worth it, today we finally have proof that it's not. Hello YouTube and welcome to another NHL 25 video. Today, as always, we will talk about the content released by EA and in general, how is this affecting the game. As always guys, if you're new to the channel and enjoy the content, drop that like button and subscribe to don't miss the next video, but now let's dive into it. A lot of us were complaining about McDavid not receiving a milestone card, and of course, most of us also knew that on Tuesday they probably will release one, and that's exactly what happened. Yesterday, or on Tuesday, EA released 4 87 overall milestone cards: Steve Yzerman, Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, and Connor McDavid. Not saying that any of these cards are not deserving an 87 overall card, but it basically shows where the content is going and how the upgrades will work this year. So it means Connor McDavid's Supercharged X Factor card is now upgradable all the way to the 87, same about the hologram icons Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky. Steve Yzerman is actually one of the cards you cannot really upgrade, and this is his only card in the game, and also the highest overall. So now let's have a look at the stats. The reason why I want to start with Steve Yzerman is because you cannot really make his card anywhere else. This is his only card at 87 overall, and in my opinion, one of the best cards actually released. Obviously, Connor McDavid is still the best card released, but if we look at the card, like say you are a Detroit Red Wings fan or just a fan of the player, this card is really good. Playmaking forward. If you activate the synergy, you can boost the agility, you can boost the hands. Also have the face-off boost, so if you activate that synergy, you can boost the face-off stats up to the 93, and that's pretty much makes him one of the best centers in the game. Yes, he's only 5.10, but if you look at the shooting stats and hand stats, also considering he have a born leader with only 2 ability points, it means every single time he scores a goal or have a hit or anything, he boosts his lineup energy, and that's a massive thing this year considering how quickly you run out of energy. Personally, really would like to try out this card. I would use him in a center position and try to activate this face-off boost because it would just make this card so good. So for people who didn't get the 10 wins last weekend and will not be able to get themselves this John Nieuwendyk for free, let's say 85 or 86, this is a perfect alternative for you if you're looking for a really good center. I personally prefer left-handed centers more, but also if you have at least one right-handed center, this is the card to go after. The good thing about it is that it only costs you 550k coins for an 87 overall card this early in the game. The price is actually decent. You can actually get him for 540k. So on a paper, great card, not expensive, because we all know that it's so easy to get the coins this year, and if you're constantly opening the packs for, let's say, the competitive packs or just playing the game, completing the milestones or all that kind of stuff, you will end up with a lot of coins. Again, a lot of people are using their coins to invest into the hologram icons or, I don't know, let's say X Factor captains, but that's not the case. The video I released last week, I was talking about, I don't actually think that hologram icons and let's say even McDavid is worth the cost. I'm not saying those cards are bad, but I'm just thinking from the perspective you have to invest that much coins into the card where that card probably will only get an upgrade every 2 months. In the same time, in 2 months period, you can easily get yourself $500,000 and just buy the card. I know it's the most cheapest card as well, but we will look at the other cards released by EA yesterday, and it just proves that it's much easier to go and buy the card than actually go and build it. Now let's look at the card which I believe is the worst one released yesterday. Mario Lemieux, 87 overall milestone card with sniping forward and power shooting boost. If you activate both synergies, the shooting will be about 91, and that's really awesome this early in the game. The hands are also good. The skating, 88 acceleration, 87 speed, 84 endurance, balance and agility is also good. Body checking obviously could be better, but he's only 6.4, again not the smallest, not the biggest. 86 face-off stats, so you can use him in a center as well, but that's another right-handed center, which if I will need to choose between Mario Lemieux and let's say Steve Yzerman, I probably would go with Steve. He also have puck on string, which is in my opinion is very subjective X Factor ability because some people absolutely love it, some people hate it. I personally prefer Born Leader more than Puck on String, but that's probably just how you play the game. But if you look at his hologram icon, who can now also be upgradable all the way to the 87, then his shooting, his skating, and his hands are pretty much identical. Yes, on his hologram icon, you have this zone ability Unstoppable Force, where you don't really have to waste your 2 ability points. To make one of the hologram icons, you would need to spend 1.7 million coins from the scratch, where Mario Lemieux would only cost you 770k. And again, this card probably will not receive another upgrade for the next 2 months. So why would you need to spend that much coins and make the hologram icon when you can just buy this card, use for a solid, I don't know, month or 2, and then just sell it and then keep the coins? Because overalls are going up. We already are seeing MSPs at 86 overall. We are seeing 87 overall cards. If he's your favorite player, just go and buy the card and use it in your team. Don't waste 1.7 million coins of making his hologram icon if you can just get this card. Yes, you cannot make any of these cards, so you just basically need to spend all your coins to buy any of them. But what I'm trying to say, it's much cheaper to buy the card card, then make it, and you would pretty much get the same stats. The only difference is the zone ability. Same goes about Wayne Gretzky. With playmaking forward and deking boost, if you activate both synergies, you get the agility up, his speed is really good, his endurance is 86, his shooting may not be the best, but it's still really decent for the game, the hands are really incredible, and he also have unstoppable force. And also, you obviously, if you prefer smaller centers, you can use him in a center as well because he have 89 face-off stats. If you look at his hologram icon, then the stats are pretty much identical. Yes, there are some different synergies, so you can boost different abilities, and of course, he also have the zone ability elite edges. I personally prefer unstoppable force more for Wayne Gretzky instead of elite edges. I just don't know, that's personal preference and that's how I play the game. But what I'm trying to say, another live example where his milestone card is the same as his hologram icon, and you don't need to spend 1.7 million of making it. Because if you are really desperate for Wayne Gretzky, and if you are, I don't know, sitting on 1.5, 2 million coins and don't know what to do with it, then you can get yourself Wayne Gretzky for 900k. Yes, it sounds a lot, but at the same time, you will be able to use Wayne Gretzky for the next 2-3 months, because I just don't see that EA will release any more upgrades for Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Connor McDavid, or any other hologram icon who receives an upgrade, if they will receive an upgrade more than once every 2 months. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they will release an upgrade every single month, but from the information we currently have and how we see EA releasing the content, I don't see that happening. So let's assume Wayne Gretzky or any hologram icon or X Factor McDavid receives an upgrade every 2 months or every 1.5 months. It's still cheaper to buy any of these cards. I just cannot stress enough how much overpriced these hologram icons are compared to the cards released by EA just for their upgrade. So again, you would just get yourself a tradable card, basically as a loan card. You would use it for a month, maybe a little bit longer, and then just sell it. Because I don't see how these cards will drop massively in the price, because they will be one of the highest overalls in the game for quite a long time. So even if there is, like, I don't know, better MSP released, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, even Connor McDavid will still keep the price, because we saw that example with his base card, where his base card was still super expensive just because he's the fastest player in the game. And with that, no need to say that even his milestone card is the fastest card in the game. Playmaking forward with deking boost. If you activate both synergies, you can boost the agility, you can have decent hands, quite decent shooting stats. I'm actually surprised to see that his shooting stats are 88 slapshot accuracy, 84 slapshot power, then the wrist shot accuracy is 90 and the wrist shot power is 84. He does indeed have elite edges, so yes, his supercharged X Factor card have free wheel ability, so yes, that's probably why the card is so good, and he will be the fastest card in the game. I still think that Connor McDavid is the only card worth actually chasing, just because it's just really good, and every single time they will release an upgrade, you just upgrade the card, and by playing the game for the 2 months, you will earn enough upgrades. My personal opinion is that hologram icons are not really worth making, where you can just buy the cards, where Connor McDavid is just fun to have it because of the fun card art, also because he will remain the fastest card in the game, and wheels probably will make that card even better. But if you want to save some coins and don't want to spend, let's say, 6.5 million making Connor McDavid, you can go and buy him below 1 million coins. So currently in the auction house, 980k. The cheapest I think I found was 975,000k. So very close to the Wayne Gretzky, and you would get yourself incredible cards. So, because again, if you're sitting on a lot of coins and don't know what to do and who to make, maybe just don't make anyone. Go and buy any of these cards and just try them out. See how they feel, because they probably will play very similar to that, I don't know, supercharged X Factor McDavid card you are chasing. Try these cards out. Do you even like McDavid? Do you even like Wayne Gretzky or Mario Lemieux? If you like, you can always sell the card and probably someone will buy it, and then just spend those coins and make the hologram icon if that's what you want to do, or just go all in and try to get that McDavid. But don't rush to spend all your coins for a card you don't even know how it will play. Because if someone is saying Connor McDavid is great, doesn't mean that Connor McDavid will also be great for you. Yes, I know he's the fastest card in the game and he's really great, but at the same time, if we look at his supercharged X Factor card, the stats again are pretty much identical. The shooting is the same, the hands are the same, and you would just save yourself at least 5 million coins by just buying his milestone card instead of making it. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of how they are upgrading the cards, and if this is the way how they're gonna do going forward, then I think it's really cheaper and easier just to buy these cards, use them in your team, or maybe just be lucky and pull any of them in the pack. Again, I don't suggest anyone opening packs, but if you get them, let's say, in your rewards, maybe don't rush and sell it straight away. Just use it in your team, because in that way you will be able to save a lot of coins. Or if you don't like the McDavid, just sell it, and then, I don't know, go and make any of the cards you actually like, not the ones we are telling you, oh my god, they're the best cards in the game. Another thing I really want to talk about is that basically free-to-play players really don't have an option for buying these cards, because people who just play 1 hour a day will not really sit on 2 million coins. They probably are spending their 2 million coins chasing those X Factor captains or hologram icons. People who are working the auction house, and you can only do that if you're closer to the servers this year because the ping and the lag is just unbearable, they will have a lot of coins and they will be able to pretty much much buy every single card released by EA. So can you imagine this weekend in the Champs, you will face someone with Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and Steve Yzerman in their team. It's basically pay to win. If you're free to play, you can still make all these hologram icons or X Factor McDavid with the time, and it's not that hard because you get a lot of fodder by playing the games, grinding those weekly chores and stuff like that, but you will not be able to do it straight away. For people like me who currently sit on 1.5 million coins, I could actually go and buy, I don't know, let's say Steve Yzerman and even Connor McDavid, and that would massively improve my team. Do I want to do it? Probably not. I may try out Steve Yzerman just for a few games this weekend in the Champs because I just think his card is really fun, but this new upgrade system more and more highlights how much pay to win this game is. It's also okay if you disagree with what I'm saying, because a lot of people will, and a lot of people usually do, because I have my own opinion, you have your own opinion, and that's fine. If you think the X Factor cards are worth the cost or the hologram icons are worth the cost, that's also fine. Just go and make the cards, use them, and have fun. I just think it's really expensive to make a card which doesn't upgrade for the, let's say, 2 months. We're also 2 months in, and the first upgrades released by EA was just yesterday, so it means who knows when the next hologram icon will receive an upgrade, what is the plan from EA to actually upgrade any of the cards, and how the hell not a single X Factor captain, which is in my opinion one of the most easiest cards anyone who is free to play can actually make, is still not upgradable. Because Willie Nylander at 84 overall is not really that great anymore considering all the MSPs released by EA. He's still a great card with elite edges and a lot of people love it. He's one of the best right-handed wingers in the game, but you can see more and more people are putting him on his second, third, and even fourth line now just because he's not the biggest player. And if you want to win more Champs games, or if you, let's say, enjoy competitive hockey and not grind only squad battles, you really need the best players in the game, and EA is just refusing to upgrade any of them. Also, he had the incredible season so far, so why not drop him, I don't know, an 85 overall card or 86 overall card? Like, why not? Same with Miro Heiskanen. His card is not even making a lot of people's teams anymore because there are just way better defensemen now you can make or buy, and this card is slowly becoming obsolete with his 88 speed, 86 acceleration. The shooting is not the greatest, the hands are not great, and if you don't activate elite edges, this card is pretty much invisible. Don't even want to talk about Adam Fox. I don't really think he deserves an upgrade, but again, EA is releasing all these charity cards. Why not release an 85 overall Adam Fox just to give this card a little boost? And for the love of God, EA, how is Nikita Kucherov still don't have an upgrade card? You see players getting an 86 overall cards where I don't even understand do they deserve it, where Nikita Kucherov don't have any upgrades. His card at 85 overall is still one of the best left-handed wingers in the game, but can you imagine how good this card would be at 86 or 87 overall? So if we talk about the cards people who are not spending money can actually afford, the first ones will be these X Factor captains, and they are not upgrading them. So yes, Connor McDavid is great, but how many people can actually make Connor McDavid this early in the game if you don't spend any money? You can put all your coins in, all your fodder in, and you probably would be around 3 captains already, maybe even making the 4th one. I know a lot of people made him already, but they did work the auction house, and this is what I was saying. If you are, let's say, living somewhere far from the servers, you will never be able to snipe any cheap cards and then sell them more expensive to make some coins. It's just how the game works this year. The same goes about the hologram icons. Let's say, I don't know, Gordie Howe, when is he getting an upgrade? Or even Bobby Orr, his card is great, but at 85 overall, his card is slowly becoming obsolete. So some guidance from EA on how they're gonna upgrade these cards, how often it's gonna happen, would be helpful. And of course, EA not only released the Milestone Cards, they also released the Gamebreaker Cards. So Gamebreaker set is back. And some of these cards are really good. If you look at, let's say, Jared McCann, Adrian Kempe, Travis Konechny, Neil Ponek, probably all of these cards are great and would make a big difference to your team. I don't know, it's just kind of mid content. And because it's Tuesday, EA also released the new weekly modes update. So again, I was expecting to see an 85 overall card, but we are still getting an 84 B&D card. Another card I will not grind for because he will not really make my team. It's another right-handed winger, and how many good right-handed wingers we already have in the game. But if you are Philadelphia Flyer fans and you really want a card, you will need to use a lot of Philadelphia Flyers players. So basically you need to complete one set and you get one random base Flyers player. You need to block the shots, you need to get the shoulder checks, you need to make passes, you need to take shots, you need to get assists, and you need to score goals. And by completing all of this, you will get yourself a free 84 overall Tyson Forster B&D card. Such a great card, I would say. He also have two-way forward synergy, so if you activate that, you can get the endurance up to the 80. Wonderful. The card is so mid, like why would someone really grind as far as you're not fan of the team or a player? Considering that we are getting so many 85s now, why don't give us a free 85 each week? That at least is like, I don't know, a boost to your team, because majority of the player base are using 84 overall cards in their team, so an 85 would just be a little bit better in my opinion. But I think the reason why we are not getting an 85 overall free card each Tuesday is because some of the X Factor captain cards are still at 84, so it would just not make sense. But again, let me repeat myself, and I say that pretty much every single video. It's EA, so really not a lot of things make sense this year. Just before we end, I just want to have a quick look at the moments, and yes, the weekly moments really don't have any changes. The first one, take perfect one-timer shots 3 times, you get a weekly moment pack. The second one is score goals with any player, another weekly moment pack. Then on semi-pro, you need to perform 5 digs and you get a weekly moment pack. The next one is get stick checks 3 times on pro difficulty, and we all know it's not pro difficulty, it's probably like, I don't know, an all-star on steroids. And once you do that, you get another weekly moment pack, and then the last one is on all-star difficulty, where you have to win the game, score goals with any players, and take shots with any players, and you will get another weekly moment player pack and 2000 coins. So not a lot of creativity from EA here as well, because the moments look exactly as they were looking before. So in overall, I love to see an 87 overall milestone cards released, and some of these cards are very affordable with how many coins we can earn in the game this year, and I think the stats are great, all the players are great. The only thing I'm not happy is that they are basically releasing them to upgrade some of the hologram or X Factor cards, but at the same time, these cards are exactly the same as the ones we have to spend way more coins for. Let me know down in the comment sections below, what do you think about the upgrade system for the hologram icons or even X Factors this year? I personally think it's an absolute joke, and I hope EA figures something out. Other than that, would love to see if any of you pulled any of these cards in the pack or are thinking of buying any of these cards. And if you did, maybe you already tried out, so let me know down in the comment sections below how they play. Hope you enjoyed today's video, have a good one, and see you on the ice.